and I'm on my way to get bones for my bone broth. So yeah, we're gonna do the bone broth tutorial. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. I'm on my way to Iowa Meat Farms here in San Diego, and I'm gonna pick up probably 15 pounds, 10 to 15 pounds of bones. We'll go over all of that when we get there. Like how I select my bones and what I do with them, and then I'll go and fetch the recipe. It's super simple, so we'll go over all that. And it's not cheap. I do not buy shitty bones. I buy organic, farm-raised, blah, 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 because that's going to be the best animal. Because in the immortal words of Dr. Gundry, who is my guy, you are not only what you eat, but you are what you eats. So if the animal you're eating is eating crap, GMOs, lectins, all the ugly things, the lectins and the nightshades, if they're eating all that crap, that means it's in their flesh. And it's going to be in your flesh. So you should be very, very picky what you eat, and you should know what it eats. Well, that's the goal for today, is to go fetch bones, and then I'm back home. So we did our time at Specialty Produce, and I hope you like my commitment to my Deadpool act here. Yes, Deadpool is my spirit animal, along with Wolverine. So Deadpool plus Wolverine was like my spirit animal revival, kind of. So I'm gonna wander you around the kitchen. I have to get down the big pot, so pray for me. Okay, pray for me. I'm short, and this is really all I had. Okay, so we're getting ready to do the buns. Okay, this is the pot that I use. It is a something quart, 14-liter IKEA pan. Nice and big, nice lid. Okay, this is what your bones are gonna cook in for days. All right. You've already been through the bones, so let me turn you around. We're gonna go over to the sink. You're gonna need a cookie sheet. You're gonna bake your bones on this, okay? And some parchment paper. It really does make things easier to clean. I gotta look at the recipe, but pretty sure it's 450 for like up to 30 minutes. You want them baked. You want a nice color on them. Okay? So you just line it with a little bit of parchment, alright? Get rid of this. So now we're going to unbag our bones and start putting them on the cookie sheet. They are frozen, so you can either choose to just go ahead and unearth them in the sink and then chuck them onto the cooking sheet. It's up to you. And like I said, don't freak out and think you have to thaw this shit out. You're going to bake it at 450 for like 30 minutes, and then it's going right into a pot of boiling water. Do not worry. It can go in absolutely into the oven frozen. It's okay. It's all going to cook down, and the bones are going to become like porous because you're digesting out all the good stuff. So don't let it freak you out. The first time I did this, I thawed everything. Oh my God. Pain in the ass. Never again. So now I'm going to set my oven for 450. So this is what it looks like, all stacked up, okay? So now we're going to wait for the oven to warm up, and I'm going to prep my pot, okay? Because this much water on this shitty stove takes a while to get cooking, all right? So let me do that real quick. We'll do it with you. Now, you guys, I told you I was going to get water, right? Well, I did. So I get water in huge 5-gallon jugs. So I'm actually going to raid the water from my water system because it's high-quality water. Do not use shit water to make your broth, please. If you have shit water, do not use it. You go to your nearest water store and you get good, high-quality water, or you filter it, okay? Yes, I'm off camera. Yes, you'll deal with it. Oh, good God, okay. So I'm just going to fill this with my drinking water from my water container, my water fountain. You want this pot almost, I'd say 3/4 full, because then it's going to be like cranking full when you put in the meat. And you can always pour water off. You see inside the pot? That much water. It's almost like 3/4 full. Start it boiling with no seasoning. No salt in it yet, okay? Start this water boiling, because all you're going to do with this... Let me get you set up here. Hold on. All you're going to do with this pot of water is you're going to dump all of these baked bits into there. Then you're going to bring it to a rolling boil, and you're going to constantly be taking down the scum that comes off of the meat. As soon as it's done boiling, or you get it to a hard rolling boil, you turn it, you put it on the smallest eye of the oven, and you just turn it down to where you are maintaining a simmer. You can boil it occasionally just to give it a little more pep. And, oh, forgot. Very important, forgot it last time. You remember our old friend Braggs? We're back. The vinegar helps with the digestion of the bones. I put in a solid 1/2 cup because I want a little pep. The broth can be a little boring because I do nothing but salt it, and then I use it with butter as part of my breakfast. So I'm going to put in a solid 1/2 cup. Maybe not. This is a 1/4 cup. Maybe. I'll do a 1/4 cup. So you see that the volume's quite high and that the bones are poking out. That's fine. You're going to bring this to a boil. And I mean a boil. No bullshit, a boil. And if it boils over, who cares? You go clean it anyway. It's fine. So anyway, we'll boil the shit out of this. Bring it to a heavy rolling boil, and then you're going to pull off all the scum, and there's going to be plenty. And then you just move it to this back burner right here on low and let it cook for 2.5 days. How gorgeous this is. You can already start seeing the color. Let me turn on the lights a little bit. You can already start seeing the color of the broth and the oils that are rising. Let me get a spoon real quick. Hold on. So let me switch hands. This is not easy to do when you're trying to hold a camera. So you just want to like poke it here and there. I mean, there's not a lot of room to stir. All right. That will change over time as these things start to break down and lose their integrity. Their structural integrity. But you do need to stir them occasionally just to make sure. Now, you notice there's no scum. I'm kind of shocked right now that there isn't. But this is not a hard boil by any stretch of the imagination. And it doesn't have to be. This does not have to be a hard boil. I'm actually going to put it on the back burner now and just turn it way down and just start letting it boil all the healthy goodness out of these bones. Okay? But this is the boil that it's not the boil you totally want, but I also don't want it to overboil because it's going to make a mess on my stove. So it's sitting on about medium high, and I'm just going to move it to this little guy back here, the tiniest burner. As a matter of fact, let me turn it on. I'll show you. So I'll start it on the highest level, okay? And then I'm going to eventually turn it down to this level. You just want it barely on. But for the time that we're going to transfer the pot, which I'm going to do right now, but I can't do on film because I need both hands for safety. Then I'll bring it to a hard boil in the back, and I'm going to turn it down, and then we're just going to stir it like every 4 to 6 hours, okay? So I'm just going to do this real quick. I am now in the process of pulling down the bones. So you just take a skimmer, and you just skim the bones out. And you got a little deposit thing here. Let me do one more scoop, and then we'll go dump it out. This is just all the little bits and pieces, right? You can see the bones and the bones of the chicken feet. Actually, they broke all the way down. I was kind of shocked. There's so much good stuff in here. So then you just take this over here to the sink that you've already pre-cleaned and prepared with a garbage bag. And you just dump it all in there. And like I said, I feel kind of guilty sometimes about wasting all this meat, but honestly, the meat does not taste good. It's been dissolved out so much that it tastes almost minerally. So anyway, I'm going to continue this, and then I will meet you for the next... Oh, and I did already add the salt. Like 6 heaping tablespoons of that salt that I showed you guys earlier. It tastes really good. Like, really good. I'm probably going to have it for my breakfast because I don't feel like making anything. And I usually do bone broth and supplement shake for breakfast, so that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, so this is the end of that. I'll show you a brief part of the jarring, and then we will do the final tally. See you in a little while. We're back. The broth is touchable to the sides of the pot, and I'm having some right now. Look at this. I don't want to tip it on the floor, but it's really good. Oh my God, it's really good, and I spilled it. Shit. Anyway, let me bring the equipment that you need. You're going to need a whole bunch of mason jars. And I have a big one in the sink already. You're going to want to put a paper towel down in the sink to catch the juice, because you are going to spill some of this. I mean, it's just inevitable. I skimmed all the meat off. This is what you're left with. There we go. That is a layer of fat on the top. So what I do is I stir the pot around in that I scoop it out with to motivate that out. Okay, so I'm gonna put you there. We'll just do a couple, because this is, I use a little pot like this, with a handle, right? And I just scoop it out. So let me move it over here. And I have one big container left over in case I don't have enough jars. I just put it in here and I scoop it out every day, and then I break into the jars. All right. Oh, jeez. Heavy. I gotta have me another sip of this. Mm-hmm. So good. Oh my God. It's perfectly salted. Holy shit, it's so good. Mmm. Tongue want to slap the top of your head to get mo. All right, here we go. This is the easy part. You just stir it around so you break up that fat layer. Okay, so you make sure you distribute that chicken fat really nicely. You just take a big ass pot full and you gently pour it into your mason jar. Now here's the deal. And I learned this the hard way and lost an entire large bottle full of broth for it. You have to leave room at the top of your jar if you're freezing, because it will shatter the jar as it expands. Yes, Susan forgot all the rules of the frozen liquids. So I'm going to stop right out there. I'm going to stop right out there, and I'm going to hope that this pot doesn't just drop right into the other pot and cause a horrid mess, because, yeah, that would be how it would go. Then what I do is I just have a roll of paper towels. And if there's any drippage down the side, I have a soapy sponge right here. Make sure everything you can see. Okay, you can see. Yep, okay. And then I put the lid on. Tight. And then I wipe, because there is a little spillage. So then I wipe down the jar. And then I towel it down with a paper towel. And that's it. Rinse, repeat. Okay? I'll be right back when I show you the done deal. Here's your yield. 1 large jar and 5 small ones. I'm gonna put 3 in the fridge, in the freezer, the ones that have the lower volumes. And then the 3 in the back are going in the fridge because they're almost full and they won't freeze. So that's your yield. That's it. This is how you do it. Not difficult, right? Pretty damn easy. I mean, and I literally only have 2 pots to clean. I have the big pot and I have a little pot. I've been cleaning as I go. I'm still drinking on it. It's so flipping good, guys. Yummy, yummy. Didn't even put any butter in it. Didn't need it. Anyway, so look for this video. I'm glad I was able to share it with you. And we'll talk to you guys soon.